Okay, good afternoon, all of you. Today we are going to see the new thing related to communication process and managerial grid. But let us have review what we have seen last lecture. So we have seen and we have understood the old story of donkey, right? So by using that analogy, we have seen the carrot and stick theory, and we concluded like in the organization as a manager, people should give incentives to his subordinates and motivate the people, and if they will not work, even though that rewards are mentioned or shown in front of them, then use of stick, so that is nothing but punishment. That analogy we have seen. Also we have seen like how punishment should be given, what kind of punishment should be given, what should be its nature, right? That we have seen last lecture. Then also we have seen the leadership. So what is the meaning of leadership that we have seen, right? So again we have seen what a function right while managing. So while influencing, also leader has to follow certain functions, and we have seen those functions like time initiatives, taking initiatives, guiding the people, representation, encouraging people, becoming mediator, planner, goal setter, right? So like that, so many functions we have seen while influencing that manager has to follow or do. Then we have seen the leadership styles, right? So everybody has different styles. We have understood with the help of so many examples, right? So we have seen first leadership style is autocratic leadership style or authoritarian leadership style. Then we have seen bureaucratic leadership style. Then we have seen democratic leadership style or participative leadership style. Then we have seen coercive leadership style. Then transactional leadership style, transformational leadership style, laissez-faire leadership style, and last one was coach leadership style. And I have asked you people like which kind of leadership style you will like. So that was the question asked last lecture. Anybody remembered or anybody has understood like which nature, which kind of style you will follow if you become manager? Can somebody will put in chat box? Take 1 minute for this activity, because after learning so many styles, you should decide like yes, so and so leadership style I will like. Think for 1 minute and put in chat box. We have seen almost 8 types of leadership styles. So I want answer from your side. Yes, Sachin, Aniket, Rohan, anybody? Have you understood those styles? Or should I explain one more time in short? Or should I show just names once again? It is very important at this stage. At least you should understand which style is suitable for me, which style is good, which is having so many advantages, which is having limitations, right? Should I explain one more time? At least can you hear me? Can you hear me at least? Okay. So Aniket, I hope everything is audible still. You people are not responding. So you don't want to answer at this stage? So same question I will ask one more time, maybe tomorrow. That time you can answer this, okay? So styles of leadership, I will ask this question once again tomorrow. So be ready for this, okay? So let us discuss today's beat, that is communication process. So this is a very general beat everybody is knowing, and general discussion will be there, but we have to correlate this discussion with industrial communication, right? So in industry, variety of communications are required, like oral communication is necessary. Then you can say non-verbal communication is important, written communication is important, right? So even though we see oral communication, written communication, non-verbal communication is in simple way, but industrial use is having so many significances. Let us discuss first what is the communication process, why it is important, and then we'll discuss the types of communications, right? And we'll discuss its industrial relevance. Friends, the basic definition of communication process is the sharing of information between two or more individuals or group to reach a common understanding. So what is the communication process in short? If you want to remember, it is the sharing of information between two or more individuals. Is that process is called as a communication process. Then one more definition is there. Communication is the process of exchanging information and understanding between people. What is the communication process? It is an exchange of information. You give me information, I will give information, right? So that exchange of information is nothing but communication process. Also, the understanding between the people is also called as a communication. So why it is important? Let us discuss one by one. First thing is that communication is important due to it increases efficiency in new technologies and skills. This is very important. You can say importance of this particular good communication. If you have good communication, then definitely efficiency will get increased because your message will reach correctly who is a listener, right? To listener, that message will reach and he will work correctly, right? And in this sense, this efficiency will get increased. And in new technologies and new skill, if you want to adapt, definitely you have to listen, right? Maybe you have to read whatever written there on paper, right? So for that purpose, this communication is important. Good communication is important. To know the happenings in the organization, if you want to know the happenings in the organization, for that purpose, this communication process is very important. How you will come to know that what is happening actually in the organization? Somebody should tell it, somebody should write on paper, right? And it should be passed to listeners so that people will understand, yes, these are the happenings, this is the work going on in the organization, this is the recruitment process in the organization, right? So without communication, how somebody will come to know that? Not possible, right? So that's why good communication is important. Then expand worker skill. For expanding worker skill, good communication plays important role. because through oral communication, through written communication, you can give that information to or knowledge to that person so that his skill will get improved. Then next advantage, or you can say importance of good communication, is that improved quality of product and services. Right, so you are improving the skill through communication, you are training them, right? So that is happening actually with the help of communication only. So this is one of the benefit or importance, you can say. Also, subordinates communicate problem and solution for increasing the quality and quality to supervisor. That problem in the organization, maybe, or solution in the organization should be communicated to somebody, maybe supervisor, right, or a superior. Any superior is there in your organization above you, you should communicate any problem or solution. That's why this communication process is very important in the organization. For increased responsiveness also, this communication process is important. How customer or consumers will respond to you, how they will give out feedback to you, right? Sometime it may be oral, sometime it may be in written. So maybe any medium of communication, but for increased responsiveness, good communication is important. More innovation through communication, it is possible, right? For making innovation in the organization, communication should happen. Your subordinate should explain, and he should use medium language, and he should communicate with you like, yes, this is the new thing I am doing. So for that purpose also, communication is important. It is important to manager, for planning also, for decision making also, for coordination, for controlling, for all the functions. Manager should have good communication so that he will plan his things on paper. He can make the proper decision, he can make the proper coordination, he can make proper controlling. So for that, performing functions of planning, decision making, coordination, controlling, manager should have good communication, and this is a benefit for him if he has good communication. Then implementation of plan, for that purpose also, good communication must be there. For motivating the people, manager should have good communication. Then to change people attitude, right? So to while making counseling of people in the organization, to change their attitude, for that purpose also communication is important. For public relation also, this good communication is important. Then training and development, right? So if you want to train your employee, if you want to develop your employees, good communication is important. And remember, good communicator is always a good manager. So from that you can understand, if you want to become a good manager, you should be a good communicator, right? Otherwise people will not understand what you are saying, and you are not able to manage things properly, and you will be a bad manager in this case. So friends, this is a very common topic like communication, but in industrial uh, industries, this good communication plays very vital role, and it is very important for you. So many people say like, which language I should use. Specifically, many of the MNCs are using English. Many medium scale and small scale, tiny scale industries are using local languages, right? So worker cannot understand the English and all these, right? Their local language. So friends, communication may be generally in the English language, as worldwide people are using. So in MNC, you people have to use only English at top level management, but at lower level management, or at worker level, you should use the local language, so that communication will happen properly. So and it is not like that only good language you are having expert in that language, but your message should pass to that particular person. What you are saying, it should be reached to next person who is listening you, right? So that's why communication process is very important. Many people have many thoughts in their mind, but they are not able to express. So in that case, you will say like his communication is not good. Friend, whatever things you are having in your mind, it should be expressed properly with good communication, right? So proper communication should be there, so that there will be the good impact of you on your employees, and people will start listening you. You are not able to speak few words, how you will become manager? Not possible, right? So that's why communication is very important in the industries. So even though it is very, and especially controlling the people, all right? So while controlling the people, this function, this kind of communication is very important. So I hope you understood the why communication is important in industry. Many time we give more weightage to English, right? It is not our mother tongue, right? So we have regional languages. We talk generally that regional language, but for if you want to work in corporate, then you should have good communication, and especially English is important in this case. Okay, so work on it. There are certain elements for communication. So this is very general topic, elements of communication. So very common discussion we'll make regarding this topic, like communicator. Who is a communicator? Person who convey or send the message. That person is a communicator. What is the message? Message is nothing but the subject matter of the communication. What content you are going to communicate, that is called as a message. And what is the who is a communicator? Person who convey or send the message, who want to convey, who want to send the message, who want to give maybe oral or written or verbal, non-verbal message to anybody. So that person who is interested to convey his message, that person is a communicator. The next term is their encoding. So even in a software language, electronics language also, especially in telecommunication, these words are very well known. But in general communication also, this encoding is very important. So what is encoding? The conversion of subject matter into symbol, word, science is known as encoding. Right. So in your mind, there is, suppose there is one message that you want to pass to somebody. Right. So it should be converted into words, right? It should be converted into some symbols or signs, so that next person will understand. So that is nothing but encoding. So what is the channel? Channel is nothing but the medium, for example, radio, telephone, or through ear, right? So used to transmit such a devices, mechanical devices or electronic devices are used to transmit the message is known as a communication channel. Who is the receiver? Name itself is telling. The receiver is the person from whom the message is sent. Right? कोणाला message पाठवलेला आहे, so that person is a receiver. To whom message is sent, that person is a receiver, or who is going to receive the message, that person is a receiver in short. What is the decoding? Decoding, it is the process by which receiver converts symbol, words, or signs received from communicator, and that process is a decoding. Right? So you will understand. Suppose as a mechanical engineer, so there is a let us consider some hatching is there. Hatching, right? You understand hatching, mechanical engineer. So you should understand from that hatching what that designer or that person want to communicate to you, right? So especially in symbols like wood symbol, everybody knows how wood is represented on paper, or how glass is represented on paper, glass symbol, right? So just by looking at that symbol, you will start decoding. Yes, that person want to say like here is a glass, here is the wood, right? So that kind of conversion from that picture or symbol, so that kind of thing is called as decoding. So, and last one is that feedback. So what is the feedback? It is the reversal of communication process in which reaction from receiver can be communicated or expressed. Getting? So that is nothing but this feedback. What is the feedback? It is the reversal of communication or response of communication, that process in which reaction from receiver to communicator is expressed. कोणाकडून कोणाला feedback गेला? Receiver to communicator. So that process is a feedback. That response from receiver to communicator is a feedback. So these are the very general terms. So there is no specific relevance with industrial engineering or industrial management, but still understand what is the specific thing in communication. These are the elements basically. So communicator, message, encoding, channel, then receiver, decoding, feedback. These are the important thing in a communication. Then there are various forms of communication. For example, oral communication. Friends, message is transferred through spoken word is nothing but oral communication. In short, you can say. So through spoken word, if you are transferring message through spoken word, if you are transferring the message, then that kind of communication is called as a oral communication. आपण तोंडी म्हणतो, तोंडी संभाषण झालं, right? So it may be the face to face or through device. Nowadays, generally oral communication is face to face, but nowadays we have devices, right? And we can talk. I am talking from here with you. So this is a oral communication basically. But earlier it was not there. So now these are the electronic devices, mechanical devices we are having. So that's why we are able to talk face to face. Also, we can talk through devices also. So this kind of communication is also oral communication. So, and this is a very natural way of communication. Generally, you can say oral communication is a natural way of communication, and day to day life, from morning to night, we are using this communication, and most of the people are using this communication most of the time. Manager representation to large audience. Whenever manager want to represent or present in front of large audience, which type of communication they use? They use the oral communication. Then it is a very speedy exchange of message with immediate feedback. If you want to pass message immediately, or if you are having urgency, so you can physically talk with them. So this is a very effective way, or it is having very speed to interchange or exchange the message or data with people, and even you will get feedback also immediately. Means you can pass message also immediately and you will get feedback also immediately. But in case of other type of communication like written communication, or you can say verbal communication, non-verbal communication, it is quite difficult for immediate feedback, right? Through even a mail also you will not get respond immediately. But generally, if you want to speed up the interchange of the message or exchange of message and you want immediate feedback, so there is no alternative other than this oral communication. Then this oral communication is little costly in terms of time and money. So you have to spend more time for oral communication. On written communication, suppose I want to give any message, then I will just put one message on paper and I can have Xerox copies and I can circulate to each and everybody. So I can save the time in a written communication. But here in oral communication, you need to spend time, even money also. So how money? Because if you are using one manager for one day, so you have to pay few thousands as a salary of that particular manager. So as far as money is concerned, still this oral communication is a costly, and it is best way to get cooperation to resolve the problem. Generally, through oral communication, you will get good cooperation of your colleagues or subordinates, right? And you can resolve the problem. असं बऱ्याच वेळा होतं, तोंडी आपण मला मदत करतो का रे असं तोंडी विचारलं आणि मेलवरती लिहिलं, कॅन यू प्लीज हेल्प मी, मेसेजवरती लिहिलं. बोलून केलेलं काम पटकन होतं, राईट? असं लेखी पाठवण्यापेक्षा. सो इफ यू वॉन्ट टू रिझॉल्व्ह एनी ऑफ द प्रॉब्लेम, सो आपण बऱ्याच वेळा तोंडी समोरासमोर बोलण्याचा प्रयत्न करतो. तुझी अडचण आहे तर समोरासमोर बोलूयात, आपण अडचण सॉल्व्ह करू, बरोबर? मेनी टाईम इव्हन वी avoid to talk on phone also, or on paper, or through mail, right? People will not get solution immediately, right? So it is very important, and you will get idea like whether that person is understanding or not, because immediate feedback is there in a oral communication. So that's why you can resolve the problem, and you will get good cooperation from whom you want to answer. So good cooperation is there in a oral communication. So let us take example. For example, boss is ordered to his worker. Boss is ordering to his worker. So it is also oral communication. So order may be written also, but here we have to consider like boss is telling something to his worker. So this is one of the example of oral communication. So here effect of this type of communication is very much than upward communication. हे कुठलं हे डाउनवर्ड टाइप ऑफ कम्युनिकेशन आहे. Boss to worker. Then another one is that worker request to his boss. Worker is requesting to his boss. Let it be sometime if it is also on paper, but if he is requesting, let us consider he is communicating orally. So here the effect of communication is less than downward communication. कुठला जास्त इफेक्ट असणार आहे? बॉसनी वर्करला सांगितलं आणि वर्करने बॉसला सांगितलं. हिअर ऍक्च्युली वर्करचं बॉसने ऐकावं असं काही मॅन्डेटरी नाही. But worker has to listen from boss. So intentionally I have added two examples like boss is ordering to worker or worker is requesting to boss. Definitely boss has to order and worker has to request, right? So there is a hierarchy in the organization. So this ordering and requesting words will be there. So remember, oral communication effect, whenever there is a downward communication, then that effect of oral communication is little high. And if that oral communication is from downward worker to boss, so that effect of communication will be very less, right? So just example I am telling. So this is about the oral communication. So people will ask like, sir, we know oral communication, there are so many advantages. Friend, for you people, whenever you will become manager, that time you have to use oral communication most of the time, because you are handling people, so you have to talk with them, so you have to use the words, right? Spoken words you have to use, and you have to communicate orally. And if you'll have very good words, spoken words with your colleagues, so your oral communication will be good, effective, right? So you should use the good spoken words, effective spoken words, so that people will get influenced, right? Because for getting influenced, if you want to influence the people, right, if you want to motivate the people, so oral communication plays important role. So that's why in industrial management this oral communication is important. So many more things are there. So थोडक्यात सांगतो, शब्द व्यवस्थित वापरले पाहिजेत, right? So you should also interact with your employees. Employees should interact with you, right? You should have habit to listen. You should even in oral communication includes like how you are listening. It is a two way, right? Oral communication, you are listening to your worker, and as a boss your worker is listening to you. So it is a two way, right? Then oral communication will be complete. For you people, most of the time you have to communicate, you have to be in touch, or if you want to convey the message orally, so this is the one of the better form of communication that you have to use. Anything anybody want to ask? Very general question, right? But I have tried to relate with industrial management. Anything you people want to ask? Have you understood this type form of communication, oral communication? Why it is important? What is the meaning of? Should we proceed? Should we proceed to next form of communication? Okay, Aniket, let us proceed. So very interesting, you can say, like written communication. Little here you need to take more care, because people will say or people will keep this document as a proof, right? So that's why you should write each and every word carefully. Even sometime if you talk, people forget, but on paper, whatever proof, it is become legal document, right? So that's why while writing in the industries, you have to take the care. Each and every word should be drafted very carefully. So that's why this written communication is important. So this written communication involves any type of message that makes use of written words, right? So simple way. So written communication. So here use of written words, and in oral communication, spoken words. Name itself is telling. And written communication is the most important and most effective of any mode of the business communication. So for business communication, so in earlier case I have told, like your shop floor, your department, if you want to handle, then oral communication is important, right? Most of the time you have to, every time you cannot have a communication with your workers on paper, right? Or written communication is not possible, but for uh, business communication, it is one of the most effective way to communicate people. Also, it provide with record and references. Your written communication is always with the records or with references, and a message is carefully prepared and directed to large audience in the mass way. It is one of the advantage. You can prepare one draft, prepare carefully, and pass it to large audience. Maybe you can draft one mail and you can send it to all employees in your organization, or to large audience, that message can be sent at the time. Nowadays oral communication also can be passed due to these digital devices, right? Due to technology, but generally written communication can be done in this way. Also, it may take long time to access whether message is properly understood or not. Like, I'm not getting, I'm teaching to you people. Sometime I'm writing, suppose on this slide. I don't understand immediately, like whether you people are getting or not, unless you tell to me. In oral communication, it is possible, right? Easily, because generally oral communication is face to face, right? And there, by looking at your gesture, right, somebody can understand whether you are getting miss, or you immediately you can give feedback also, like, yes, I understood, yes, how to do in this way. Any of the response will get from your side in oral communication, but in written communication, in industries it takes little more time, because and you are not getting also, I have drafted message, I have shoot the mail, but I am not getting the reply, and I am not having idea like whether that person is understood or not. So it takes little long time, so that person will that message will send, that message will that person will see the message, then he will read, then he will understand, and then he will reply. So this process is little lengthy, and who is a communicator, that communicator will not understand whether receiver is getting everything or not. So you can say in business communication, you can say email is there, right? For written communication, best example, mail is there. So professionally, in corporate, people are using email thing for the proper communication, not WhatsApp, right? So understand, email is one of the best medium to use the written communication. Then internet website, every organization is having internet website. People generally put all the things related to their organization on website. So this is also one of the way, or it is one of the medium, you can say, for the written communication. Then letters, right? So hard copy letter also is one of the uh, way you can communicate in written way. Then faxes are there, postcards are there, advertisements are there, brochures are there, and news related are there, news on paper, in paper, you can say. So this is about the written communication. So we have seen, and why it is important. So specifically in industrial management, this type of communication is important because it becomes legal proof, right? Generally, contracts happening between your client and you, or your supplier and you, or your, you can say, your dealer and you, right? So this kind of that mutual, you can say, contracts are there. These are the in the form of written communication. Generally, orally things are not considered legally, right? Or it is not valid also. If you discuss orally, there is no value for it. So in industrial management, written communication is important because it becomes proof, right? And it can stand in courts also, as it is a proof. So you can say that's why these documents, this written communication is important as per as the legal aspects and proof acts are, you can say, proof related information. That's why this is important. And last type of communication is there, that is nothing but non-verbal communication. So what is non-verbal? So here messages communicate through signs and symbols. Non-verbal can go without verbal communication. Verbal can't go without non-verbal communication, and it is useful for while motivating. So non-verbal question here, people use the signs and symbols. They use the gesture, right? Postures, and they try to communicate message with people. And generally, motivators use this kind of non-verbal communication most of the time, especially while motivating, right? So this is also important form of communication. So friends, we have seen three forms of communication: oral communication, then written communication, and non-verbal communication. So I hope you got the idea related to these three type of communication. So which communications are a little important? Out of these three, written communication is important as far as the legal aspects are concerned, and oral communication is important as far as the manpower handling on shop floor, right? So that's why these type of communications are important in the organization. And as a manager, it's your responsibility to use proper communication at proper place. Many times your worker will say, you didn't tell me. Suppose you given or order something, sometime employee or that particular person may say like, you didn't tell this thing to me. So what you can do, you can draft the mail, right? So it becomes proof, right? Orally, if you are communicating, people may say that we don't know, this boss has not told these things to me, right? This may happen. So in many of the situations, this is the problem. Suppose orally you told like, I want 1 ton material orally. If that person may give 10 tons, and that it is not like that. This is a not proper way to communicate, right? In purchasing and all this. So I hope you understood why this type of communications are important, and why you should focus more on communication in the organizations, right? You people are knowing this thing, right? Communication is important. Communication, we people are also practicing 5 sentences. Purpose is that only, right? Like you people should become expert in written communication, right? We people ask you to present something so that your oral communication will get improved, right? And it will be beneficial to you, right? So start from now onwards, have a proper oral communication. Many time two meanings are there through oral communication, right? So in especially in our regional languages, there are two meaning of one sentence, right? So it should not be like that. So your communication should be like that. There should be one meaning for that. If you are writing certain sentences, it may have two meanings, right? So it should have references. Generally, written communication should have references so that people will understand reference and they will have meaning accordingly. Otherwise, if that sentence, whatever you used in oral communication or written communication, even in non-verbal communication also, if there is no background to that discussion or background to that written communication, so meaning may differ, right? So it should not be like that. So as a manager, it's your responsibility to communicate appropriate message to your subordinates, getting anyone with your top level management. So it's your responsibility. So I hope these are the things we have seen related to communication. Yes, anything anybody want to add in this discussion? Very generalized discussion we have made now. Anybody want to add something, discuss something additionally? Should we proceed? Okay, let us proceed to next bit. Very important bit, friend. So, managerial greed, especially it is relevant to earlier bit of management styles or leadership styles. So many of the MCQs asked on this particular bit relevant to managerial greed. So I hope you will listen carefully and you will understand what is the managerial greed and or how leaders are using this for their management in the organization. So friends, this particular managerial grid model is developed by R. Blake and J.S. Moulton. The managerial grid model helps manager to analyze their leadership styles through a technique. So what is this technique? Where managers will analyze their leadership style. So we have seen a variety of leadership style. So manager will analyze that which style I am using, right? So for that purpose, this technique, this grid type of model is very important. Also, manager can identify how they concerning with concern for production and concern for people with the managerial grid model. Managerial grid model. So there are two things very important in this particular grid, that is concern for people and concern for production. Let us discuss once again in coming slides this concern for production and concern for people. मॅनेजरचा कन्सर्न प्रोडक्शन बद्दलचा आणि मॅनेजरचा कन्सर्न लोकांबद्दलचा. तुम्ही थोडक्यात म्हणू शकता त्या व्यक्तीची प्रोडक्शन बद्दलची काळजी आणि त्या मॅनेजरची लोकांच्या बद्दलची काळजी. कशाच्या बद्दलची काळजी? टू अचीव द सर्टन ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह ऑर गोल. सो दॅट्स वाय दिस कन्सर्न फॉर पीपल or concern for production is nothing but that. Getting? लोकांची काळजी, कन्सर्न फॉर पीपल, लोकांच्या बद्दल असणारी त्याची काळजी. कशासाठी? ऑब्जेक्टिव्ह मिळवण्यासाठीची कळकळ, काळजी यू कॅन से. आणि कन्सर्न फॉर प्रोडक्शन म्हणजे प्रोडक्शन करण्यासाठीची कळकळ किंवा चिंता किंवा काळजी. सो दॅट इज अ कन्सर्न फॉर प्रोडक्शन. सो द टू डायमेन्शन्स ऑफ लीडरशिप basically they have drawn on this particular grid. So concern for people is on vertical axis and concern for production will be on horizontal axis. I will show one graph to you people. So in this grid there will be a two axis, one is a vertical and one is a horizontal. So what will be there on vertical axis? Concern for people will be on vertical axis. Concern for people will be there on vertical axis and concern for production will be on horizontal axis. So it is a two-dimensional grid actually. So which is demonstrated by these people, R.R. Blake and J.S. Mountain. So friends, what is the concern for people? Once again, let us discuss. Friends, concern for people is the degree to which, try to understand carefully, degree to which leader considers the needs of team member, their interest and areas of people development when deciding how best to accomplish the task. So what are the concern for people here? Few examples are there in this sentence. What first concern is there? Need of the team member. What team member is having, which kind of need that team member is having. For example, that person need rest, that person need motivation, that person need tools, coolant, right? Or that person need spanner, any inventory. So concern for people includes need of team member, their interest, in what that person is interested, maybe designing, maybe production, maybe quality. What is the interest of that person? So that is a concern of for people. And area of personal development, where that person need to work on and where he need to develop, that is concern of people, right? And while accomplishing the task, that you have to consider that need, their interest, their personal development, specifically for accomplishment of task, for achieving the organization objective. So that is nothing but the concern for people. Concern for production, little complicated, I feel you may confuse, so listen carefully. So same thing, concern for production. What is the concern for production? This is the degree to which leader emphasizes on concrete objectives, organizational efficiency and high productivity when deciding how best to accomplish the task. While accomplishing the task in better way, leader has to emphasize on what? Concrete objectives. What is the objective? You have to produce so and so. You have to have target. Your objective is to produce 1000 component. So he has to emphasize on that. That is a concern for production. Increasing the organizational efficiency, this is also concern for production. Higher productivity, concern for production. म्हणजे प्रोडक्शनच्या संबंधातल्या ज्या काही गोष्टी आहेत, so that manager has to emphasize, that is nothing but his concern for production. So I hope you got these two terminologies, concern for people and concern for production. So if you understand this, then definitely you can understand this diagram. So what is this? This is the two dimensional grid, right? So I will give next time to draw this simple diagram, because if you understand this diagram, then you can understand what is the 1.9, what is the 9.9, what is 1.1, what is 9.1, 5.5, because MCQs, so many MCQs are there. And even in this is a academic view, but in industries also manager generally refer this. So you can see at horizontal axis, you can say concern for people are there, production is there, concern for production. So that scale is from low to high. What is the concern for production? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it is mentioned in the form of numbers. So from low to high, let it be number 1.1, like somebody may say like 10, 20, 30, 40, scale may be anything, but that concern for production, it is in the range of low to high on horizontal axis. Try to understand this simple diagram so that you will understand further discussion in next lecture. Then on left side, you can say on vertical axis, concern for people. So that scale is there from low to high. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 9, up to 9. Generally, this managerial grid is always represented in this low to high form, and they use the numbering 1 to 9 and 1 to 9 on horizontal axis and vertical axis also. So you can say it is having four quadrants, like first quadrant country club management, team management, task management, and improvised management. So now at this stage you will not understand anything, so we are going to discuss, but try to understand this diagram only. So in coming lecture we are going to discuss one by one what is the meaning of country club, what is meaning of team management, task management, improvised management, and middle of the road management, right? So you, and you can say at least at this stage, let us consider this 1.1. What is the meaning of this? It is improvised management. Let us forget about what is the improvised management. Just as you are the engineer, you can understand graph points, right? So 1 from x-axis 1 is taken, and from y-axis 1 has taken. So it becomes 1.1. Both ones are there. So at you don't understand 1.1 in a numerical term, but two ones are there, right? So from x-axis 1 has considered, and from y-axis 1 has considered. So what is the combination of this 1 and another one? So combination of concern for production and concern for people, that is become 1.1, and it is called as a improvised management. Similarly, task management, you can say on horizontal axis 9 is considered, and from vertical axis 1 has considered. So this combination become 9 1, right? So you have to always consider x point and then y point. So 9.1. So from x axis 9 has taken, from y axis 1 has taken, that's why it becomes 9.1. So it is a task management. Getting? Similarly, here 1.9. So 1 has taken from x axis and 9 has taken from y axis, so it becomes 1.9. So it is called as a country club management. Similarly for 9.9 also, that is team management. And similarly for 5.5 also, from x axis 5 has taken, from y axis 5 has taken, so it becomes 5.5. So this is a grid, managerial grid. So they have numberings, certain numberings, and what is there on x axis, what is there on y axis? Concern for people, concern for production. So I hope you understood this whole diagram. So next lecture we are going to see what is the improvised management, what is country club management, and why it is important, right? So that discussion we have to make in coming lecture. Okay. So I hope at least you understood this diagram physically. Where is odd name, where is the numbering, where on x-axis what is there, on y-axis what is there. Okay. And you understood the meaning of concern for production, concern for people, of manager. Okay, so let us stop here today, and let us discuss next lecture remaining part. Okay, so we'll stop here.
Hello, sir.